Hey guys, it's Nicole. So for breakfast on this day, surprise, surprise, I made some oatmeal. I love using quick cooking organic oats because they get really thick and creamy, and obviously they cook really fast. And the secret to great oatmeal is a big pinch of salt, and I also like to add cinnamon or cardamom or sometimes both. I'll stir that up and then I will add either water or soy milk, and then I usually like to add some applesauce or mashed banana just to sweeten it up and give it some bulk. Then I just microwave that for a minute and a half and it's ready. I like when it's really thick and creamy. I don't like when it's runny and soupy at all. This is the texture I love. And then I add some ground flax seeds and some almond extract. Almond extract is a lot stronger than vanilla, so you literally only need 2 drops, but it adds the most delicious flavor, especially with that cinnamon. And then normally I just eat this really fast right away because I love oatmeal. But if you guys are like me and you like taking photos, it looks so creepy with my finger like that, but I'm trying to show you that if you're like me and you like taking photos of your vegan meals so that you can spread your passion for vegan food on Instagram with delicious looking pictures of food, then a great way to kind of clean up the plate is just to wrap your index finger with a clean damp cloth and just go around the sides of the bowl. It makes it look a little bit prettier, and I don't do this every day. I almost never do this unless I'm taking a photo, but it really helps, and it's a great trick that I learned from years of working in restaurants. Then I go ahead and I add some vegan yogurt. This is the Kite Hill yogurt, and I added some strawberries and also some almond butter. No, this was peanut butter. And the trick to getting your peanut butter to drizzle like that is to make sure you keep it at room temperature. Then a fun little trick to do also is to take some freeze-dried raspberries and just kind of crumble them up between your fingers. It's almost like having natural sprinkles, and not only is it beautiful, but it also adds a nice bright tart flavor.
Hey guys, it's Hannah. So today I'm making a breakfast sandwich. I'm going to start out with the Beyond sausage, and I'm just cutting it into quarters because it will lay better and like more flat on the sandwich that way. And then you just put it in a pan and heat it up until it's nice and crispy on both sides. You don't need to use any oil. As you can see, the juices kind of spill out and help you with that. And then I'm going to wipe the pan clean, add some Just Egg. And the trick with this is just to leave it alone. So I am kind of like treating it like I would an omelet. I'm just waiting for the egg to bubble, and then once it starts to bubble a little bit more, then I start to kind of scramble it up. I'm going to add some vegan cheese and let that melt. While that's melting, I'm going to heat up one of these Dave's Killer Bread bagels, and then I find that like kind of folding the Just Egg on top of the cheese helps it melt a little bit better. So that's what I did. And then I am adding it to the bagel along with the sausage, topping it off with a little bit of spinach because why not? You can't even taste it. And then some hot sauce, of course. And there you have it. Now I'm going to make an iced oat milk latte. If you know me, you know I have this every single day. It is an addiction. It truly is. I am pulling my espresso shot right now and then just adding some ice to a glass with some oat milk. I like the Califia Oat Barista Blend. And then I am pouring the espresso in, stirring it up, and you are done. This is so good. A breakfast sandwich with the Beyond sausage and the Just Egg is like such a good thing to feed someone you want to impress with vegan junk food, I think, because it tastes like a breakfast sandwich. It's so familiar. It's so good. Yum.
Hey guys, it's NISHA. So for breakfast, we've been doing these little breakfast sandwiches with the Just Egg. Now I've had a lot of questions on how to cook the Just Egg. Usually what I do to get it perfect, I add a little bit of Parmesan, that's for taste. The big trick is to let it dry out. As you can see, there's little bubbles forming around the sides. It'll also get a little more yellow looking and less white. And you want to slowly pull those curds in. So you make these big fluffy folds instead of those runny, grainy curds that I know a lot of people get when they're doing it too fast. So I like to slowly pull towards the middle, and then you get these big, delicious, thick folds like you would get with a scrambled animal egg. Now I put a little bit of this Bombay bitchin sauce, some of this Miyoko's chive cheese, some pickles because I love pickles, and I just did a little sandwich, folded in half, and that is what it looked like, and it is so delicious. I look forward to this every morning.
Hey guys, it's Nicole again, and for lunch today I have some leftover tofu scramble. This has a little bit of the Light Life tempeh bacon scrambled into it with some salsa. I also have some cauliflower mash from the other day. It's mashed potatoes and mashed cauliflower, and then I made my Italian sauteed greens just for some greens. I'll put the recipe down below. It's so good. And then I have some Ezekiel toast with Miyoko's butter and a little bit of sea salt, and this is going to be my lunch. So fast, like 5 minutes, because leftovers make everything really easy.
It's Hannah again. I'm having a burrito bowl for lunch. I have some cilantro lime rice, which is very similar to the Chipotle rice, and I love it so much. I've got some pinto beans cooked in salsa, some chili lime jackfruit. This is, I believe, the Upton's brand. Some salsa. This brand of salsa is so good, by the way. And some corn that I just seasoned with some chili lime seasoning and some cilantro, and then some guacamole. And this is something that we do in our house a lot. It's just really easy because you can keep the leftovers and just make quick burrito bowls during the week for lunch. So I'm just doing a little bit of everything. I basically just make everything in one day and then put it in Tupperware in the fridge. And for me, that's the easiest way to eat healthy lunches during the week, is if I plan them ahead of time. Otherwise, during the week, I end up eating out because I run out of time or I get stressed or whatever the case might be. So this is a really good option if you're feeling like you need to prepare in advance more for lunches. I certainly do so much better when I prepare my lunches in advance. So this is a go-to. It's super, super easy to make, and you can do whatever toppings you like. This is just what I like in my bowl, but so many things would taste delicious in this, and I definitely recommend it. Let me know if you guys try it out.
For lunch, I had so much parsley, I didn't know what to do with it because I used it in a recipe for dinner. So I decided to use some of it to make this tabbouleh-like couscous with chickpeas, and I ate that with some figs because figs are my favorite fruit. They're delicious and they're vegan. Look it up. So I just took some parsley, destemmed it, and chopped it up real fine. Ta-da. And then I mixed it in to the couscous. I also added some turmeric because health as well. Turmeric fixes everything, right? And I threw in some chickpeas because, guys, this is NISHA, and I will die if I don't eat chickpeas every day. That's a joke. It's fine. And that's what I ate for lunch. It was great. Delicious. 10 out of 10. Still have so much parsley.
Hey guys, it's Nicole again. I'm doing some recipe testing today, which means that my snack for the day is actually some cake. I am making this really pretty 3-layer raspberry cream cake. It's a vanilla cake, and it has raspberry jam on the inside and a buttercream frosting on the outside. And actually, I did a little something different with the individual layers. So as much as I'm enjoying this, I'm also kind of thinking about the texture and trying to figure out which cake I actually like the best, but it turned out really, really well, and I'm really happy with it. So good. So this is a success, and as you can see, I'm really enjoying it, so I'm gonna go finish this, and I will see you at dinner. Bye! Hey guys, it's Nicole again, and for dinner on this day, I decided to start by making my broccoli rabe recipe. This is my balsamic broccoli rabe. And side note, did you know that a cup of cooked broccoli rabe has 5 grams of protein, actually 5.5 according to Chronometer, which I think is great. It's definitely the kind of thing that when I learn facts like this, it just makes me really happy to know that I'm getting everything I need without having animals on my plate. So all I do is I steam this with some water and a pinch of salt, and then after 3 minutes, I go ahead and I add a little bit of olive oil, some garlic, salt, and pepper. I add in some raisins to kind of contrast the bitterness, and then some balsamic to actually enhance the bitterness because I love the bitter flavor. Broccoli rabe is actually related to turnips, not broccoli, so it has a very bitter flavor, but I love it, especially because we have the savory garlic and then the sweet raisins. It's so good. Then I just heated up a bunch of leftovers, and if I don't feel like making a sauce, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll kind of tie everything together with a swirl of tahini and some fresh lemon juice, salt, and pepper. And on this day, this is what my plate looked like. I basically started with the broccoli rabe. Then I had some leftover butternut and bacon mac and cheese that I'm working on the recipe for my class. I had some chickpeas straight out of a can and more of that cauliflower potato mash. And this was my dinner.
This is Hannah again. So for dinner, I am doing a pasta dish that I do all the time. I have probably showed it before, some version of it. So I'm just starting out by steaming some broccoli. I happened to have fresh broccoli, but if you don't have fresh broccoli, you can always use frozen. No shame in that game. You can also use cauliflower or any kind of veggie, honestly, that you like. Broccoli is one of my favorites, so that's what I use. And then I'm just gonna use this bonza pasta. This is pasta that's completely made from chickpeas, so it's gluten-free, and I just feel like it's a really good way to sneak in some veggies. So I boil that, following the instructions on the back, and then I am going to heat up some Rao's homemade marinara. This is the best pasta sauce ever, 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 ever. It is seriously so good. Please try it and report back. And then I'm adding the cooked pasta to the sauce, giving it a little stir, making sure that it's all nicely evenly coated, and then I'm gonna plate it on up. So I try to do a pretty good amount of broccoli, and then the pasta, and then of course you've got to top your pasta with some nutritional yeast. It gives it a nice cheesy flavor, and it has some really nice added benefits like B12, and this is seriously something I make almost every single week. It is so good, so comforting, delicious, and healthy.
So for dinner, I made piaju, which is a Bangladesh red lentil fritter. This is the Bon Appetit version. If you know about Indian pakoras, it's kind of like a red lentil version of a pakora, which is made with gram flour, which is chickpea flour. I served those alongside some cumin turmeric rice. It's so nice because it incorporates all these veggies and it's so flavorful, and the parsley is just so light and bright and delicious. And I ended up dipping it in this cashew raita that I'm still working on, which is basically a take on an Indian yogurt dip. It's one of our favorite dinners. I highly recommend you try it. It's insane. And then for dessert, I had this cake Nicole made and dropped off. And, I miss her to death. But the taste of this cake sure does make up for not seeing her.